Hello everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm like so frazzled right now. I'll explain in just a little bit. Let me welcome everyone in. Hello Action, welcome in. Hello Cernan. Hello Tengri. Got a date with Cernan on the TV, but here with you in spirit. Thank you, you guys. I hope you enjoy your TV show. LJ, hello, welcome in. Thank you for letting me know you got your postcard. Yes, Australia is slowly starting to get their postcards. I still have 2 friends that have yet to confirm that Australia Post has delivered theirs, so I guess that is to be continued. Duo, hello, welcome. Hello Plasmir, hello Cap, thank you for the lurk. Oh my gosh, you guys should definitely check out Cap. Recently celebrated his, oh my goodness. Thank you for the resubscribe. No worries for the lurking, but guys, please check out Cap because he had his birthday stream just yesterday. Was it yesterday, Cap? I'm sorry, you're lurking. If you're lurking, it's totally fine. But he had his birthday stream. I think it was yesterday, or maybe like it was Saturday. And he is going to continue the birthday shenanigans, if I'm correct. It was happy birthday, Cap. Wait, Cap, did you know we have a redeem for a birthday song? And you know, you can, if you want, you can redeem a birthday song. I'm just saying, that's there. A week after New Year's, pretty much exactly the same as last time. Man, so if I want it to get faster to you guys, then I have to start like at the end of November. That's not cool at all. Oh, cool, okay. 'Cause, Cap, guess what? I have this. Hello everybody. Can we please wish Cap a happy birthday, please? Yeah, it's my birthday scene for people who redeem. It's my birthday. Can everyone please wish Cap a happy birthday? I better see happy birthdays in chat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cap. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for redeeming. It's my birthday. Am I muted? Was I muted? I didn't mute myself, right? I actually sang it. Last time I accidentally muted and everyone was laughing at me. Perfect. Okay. It's a drag series that's pretty funny. Happy birthday to you. Yes, thank you LJ for singing. Thank you Action. Perfect. Okay, thank you, Duo. Okay, happy birthday, Cap! I know you said that it's hard this time of year to go out and celebrate, but I do hope you had a fun time with your community. I wasn't able to like hang out with you, but I definitely was lurking. I don't know if you checked your lurkers list, but I was there. I was hanging out the entire time. But thank you for coming in and hanging out with us and lurking as well. I appreciate you. And Phasmosis, no worries. If you are lurking because you are playing through this story, not a problem at all. You will be missed, but you know, there's always next time. If it makes you feel better, when you last did it, I didn't remember you were muted. I feel like everyone remembers though. Okay, story time. Here's why I'm so frazzled, or here's why I was so frazzled. I'm still a little bit frazzled, so. As you guys know, Monday is my usual upload for my new ASMR audio, right? So the usual time of upload is 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So then at 1, so I had, okay, sorry. I need to like rewind on this story because we need to go to last night. Last night, I recorded it and edited it. And I stayed up till like 4 in the morning yesterday this morning because I had finished editing the audio. I can't English either. We had finished editing the audio. Not we, I did. And then I worked with VTSO on like another like very impromptu project that we're putting together in like a span of 4 days. So that's happening. And I stayed up late to make something for them. And so I went to bed at 4, right? And the royal we, exactly. Chippy! Hello, welcome in. How are you? Aloha, hello, hello. I don't know why Stream Elements is totally borking everyone. Oh, that's right. LJ needs a shout out as well because it borked on LJ's shout out. Guys, I don't know. When was the last time you streamed, LJ? But Bishop, hello, welcome in. I will get you a shout out once the time runs out on LJ's. Started college back up again and got a nice new frying pan. Is it a cast iron? Because a cast iron is like from Adventure Time, the, you know. But bad flu going around, stay in and push people away. Error is just a popular game. No need to worry about shouting me out no more. It'll just go. I mean, if you want, I can remove it, but it'll just go. But okay. So the upload is at, so I stayed up late, okay? So I already was kind of like not sure about the audio. I went back to listen to it at like 1 p.m., right? And I was like, or not 1, it was probably noon. It was close to my lunchtime. So I listened back to the audio because when you upload something to YouTube, because you're the owner, of course you can view it when it's private, right? But it wasn't released to the public yet. So I listened to it and I'm like, why does it seem so rushed? You know, like all of the sentences and like, usually the audios are okay because, you know, I shoot for like anywhere from 2.5 seconds to 4 second pause. 4 seconds is really long. Usually it's anywhere from 2.5 to 3 seconds between like paragraphs or like between breaks, right? And that's where the listener is supposed to respond, right? So I said it there and then I listened back and I was like, why does it just sound so weird? Like, why does it sound so rushed? And it's because in this audio, it's a little bit like sadder and it's like a little bit slower, right? So that's why I was like, maybe last night I was just in a hurry. So I didn't take the time to like carefully listen to it. So at lunch, I went to my computer because I'm working from home today. And I went back into Reaper and like pulled everything apart and edited it, right? And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to render it real quick. I'm going to slap it back on in DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to export the video and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. Cool. Fine. Awesome. Got it before 2 p.m. So that was the video that went out. I don't know about anybody else, but when I put videos up or whenever I do anything, even like live streams, right? I'll go back and listen to it because I'm a freak, right? And I don't mind listening to my own voice, but I'm a freak. So I'll go back and listen to it after it's already been uploaded. There's no point of return, right? Like you can't take no take backsies anymore. People have seen it. I'll listen back to it. So I listened back to it and I noticed that because I was kind of pushing some of the timings out, I forgot one of the settings for the very first push. And so what that did was it pushed 2 separate lines of dialogues, the end of one and the start of another, right next to each other. So as soon as I ended a sentence, there was supposed to be a pause, right? Like a 3 to 4 second pause. And then it was supposed to be the next line. But it like, because I forgot to turn the setting off for, it's called ripple editing. Because I forgot to turn that off, when I moved it, like it crunched everything together. And for that one section. And I was like, oh God. And then I listened all the way to the end and I noticed that in the background, because I put like rain as the background sound, the rain just cuts off very suddenly and then comes back at like a very slight like crossfade. So like it just becomes silent and then comes back. And I was like, what the heck? So I go back to look at the Reaper file and I'm like, I forgot to like push these two together to crossfade them into each other. And so those were the two issues, right? And I had discovered that at roughly like 4 p.m. And I was like, it's been out for 2 hours. It already has 150 views, which is crazy, by the way. Like, my videos never get that many views when it first comes out, but it was already sitting at 150, and I was like, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's fine. You know, maybe it's okay. It was not okay. I listened back to it on my computer, and I was like, for some reason, I also forgot to like turn the noise suppression on. So in between when I talk, you can hear very slightly, but you can hear the fan noise. And then there are parts of the audio that I cut, so it's completely silent, and then the fan noise goes away, right? Which is very obvious that, you know, my noise suppression was not working. And so I was like, what the heck? Like, why did the effects just like reset itself? So then I was like, okay, I found 3 things wrong with it. So I was like, that's it, I can't. So right as work let out, because my coworker called me late, so I was on the phone until like 5:10. Right when my coworker got off the phone, I like ran to my computer, I fixed everything up, and I was like, very upsetting, because at this point it was sitting at 200 views for this new video, so I had to private it, and I re-uploaded the new version, right? And then it was like 5:30, so like literally 40 or 50 minutes ago, and I had to jump into the shower before stream, and I was just so frazzled and like so running around the house with my like head cut off, and then I had to get water and all this crazy stuff. Cupid, hello, welcome in. How are you? Hello, guys. You should definitely check out Cupid. She is adorable. My soul sister. I've been watching some Adventure Time related things for a while now. Adventure Time is great. It's nice you do it, but we come here for the elite gameplay, not to be shouted out. I still appreciate that you come in, and it takes me, you know, not even a couple seconds, and I do appreciate your company here. So and I think we're just one big community, and I think it should be good for streamers to support other streamers, especially because I personally know the time commitment it is to go into someone's stream and hang out, because I do it for my friends too. You know, I'll go to their streams and I'll hang out, either I'll lurk or I'll chat, but the fact that, you know, you're doing it for me, you know, I would like to be thanked. Usually I am thanked, and you know, it feels nice to be, you know, seen and like to share our communities. So I want to do the same for everyone who comes here. You did it! I did do it. I'm just really tired now. But I really, if you guys have the time, I did edit it slightly louder than usual because of all of the like discussions we had on the ASMR podcast. I did make it slightly louder than I usually have it. So if you do listen to my audios, I'm not saying that, you know, everyone should go listen to it, but if that is what you like to listen to, I will be taking feedback for this particular audio. Usually I don't ask for feedback, right? Because I think some of the scripts are like, it's too parasocial and I don't want to know what you guys think of it. You know, like, it's fine. You can have your opinions, just don't let me know. But this one is fairly, like, you know, tame. It's very mild. And it's, it required a lot of acting on my part. So it made me really proud though, by the way, because I had to show it to one of my friends to ask about balancing certain sounds. And I only played him about like 3 sentences worth plus the sound effects. And he was like, why does this remind me of like Violet Evergarden? And I like had no idea what that was, right? And I had to go look it up. And when I looked it up, I was like, whoa, that's like exactly the character that I was trying to play. And so It was honestly really touching to have because he didn't know what the script was about. He only heard 3 sentences. He only heard me saying 3 sentences, right? And some sound effects. And he didn't know what the script was. He didn't know any of the context around it. And he heard me voice act those 3 sentences and he was like, "Why does it remind me of this?" And I was like, "Oh, because that was the kind of character that..." Because I also never watched Violet Evergarden, by the way, which is really weird, but I never seen it. But the fact that it was like about, you know, this emotionless like soldier who was learning to, I guess, like understand others, that was kind of what I was going for, because the character is like a robot or like an android, you know? So it just made me really proud that that was something that he picked up on. I don't know. It was shocking to me. Jakery the Bakery, hello, welcome in. How are you? We're just catching up. We will be heading into the game shortly, but welcome. How are you? Hey Princess, I noticed you changed the cost of the Goodreads redeem. You would be correct, Bishop. Goodreads and the game redeem is now more expensive because inflation has hit our economy. Apologies for the inflation, but it had to be done. Y'all are wildin' with the amount of times you can redeem Goodreads, so I needed to increase the cost. The Kyo Ani series. I've never watched it though. Violet Evergarden sound alike. Yes, thank you. I hope I sound alike to Violet Evergarden. That really is my goal. That is to say, if you guys do like listening to ASMR audios, or if you just want to support me, I would appreciate an extra click on today's upload because of my dumb mistake. I'm so sorry, but it would really help my channel if that's what you wanted to like do to support me. But understanding that not everyone will, you know, be interested in that stuff, so that's okay too. That's good. Now it'll be easier for more people to hear it when we accidentally play you in public. It is slightly louder. Smooch Redeem is a lot cheaper now, though. I turned off Smooch Redeem. I deleted it because I didn't realize that I did that thing. Yeah. I'll let the playlist run. Duo, thank you so much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, really. Tangri as well for all of the interactions and the watching that you've done for my ASMR channel, Tangri. Thank you. Did you private the scuffed one or just unlist it? I privated it. So it should not be accessible anymore. Unless you're saying that it is accessible and you can click on it, because that would be a problem. It should be private. Okay. Yeah, it should be private. But like, for some reason, the number of views, even after I privated it, is still going up. So I'm not sure if YouTube is still trying to catch up to the number of views. And it's just like calculating that stuff. Or if people are actually able to access it. But I think it's privated. Just slow counting. Okay. Yeah. Because it was like at 140 when I privated. And then after my shower, it went up to like 150. And now it's sitting at 183. So I'm like, I don't know if YouTube is just slow at counting or if people are actually still accessing the audio. Really sad because it did get pushed quite heavily in the browse features and suggested videos for YouTube's what is it? The YouTube stuff. So I'm hoping that YouTube decides that it wants to push my content again to people. So God, I'm so stupid. I swear to God. I don't know why it did that. I'm so mad. Anyways, once it's privated, it shouldn't be able to view, so no worries. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. But Phosmosis, thank you for the 5 months, by the way. I did thank you for the sub, but not the amount of time. So thank you for that. Thank you for the people who followed me off stream, by the way. There was, let's see here. I had TBN Gamer, Catho LQ, The Real Rascally Grandpa, great name, Brime VT, and Loneski. Thank you guys so much for the follow off stream. Oh yeah, also, on Saturday, there was the Friendo Endo award show. I know I had mentioned that I was nominated, and it started in the middle of the podcast that I was a part of on Saturday. And as you guys know, on Sunday, I didn't stream. So this is the first time kind of like catching up with you guys. So on Saturday, I had finished the podcast. I took Hermes out and then immediately went to tune into the Friendo Endo Year Award show. And they were like maybe only 3 or 4 categories in. And it was like 2 hours after the show had started. So I was like, this is going to be a long night. So I tuckered in for a really long evening, was there to support and congratulate everyone who won in their respective categories. Then we got to the VTuber of the Year category, which was where I was, this emotionless one is speaking to me. Oh. The audio, yeah. Then we got to VTuber of the Year category, which was the category that I was nominated for. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I think now that it's over, I think I am allowed to say. But Skyin, let me shout him out. Let me just double check that this is, I think this is his name. It's probably gonna say error. Or not at all, because Stream Elements is super broken. Let me just check that. Yes, that's his link. Skyin is the one who nominated me for VTuber of the Year. I'm gonna cry again. Guys, check out Skyin. He's absolutely super positive all the time, has a great mindset when it comes to just life in general, but also streaming and like content creation, and he's super creative, so don't need the @ The @ is usually there if people are in my chat, but because the @ will auto-complete the name for me. But if not, they're not here, I just type the full name. I think it's just Stream Elements is broken today. But Skyin was the one who nominated me for VTuber of the Year, and I'm so thankful for him. I was in a freaking stacked category. Let me tell you, there were some huge VTubers in this category. There were also some like really chill, cool ones that I found and like went and followed. But it was funny because like I kind of knew. I was like, I'm not gonna win it. It's totally fine. But I was curious as to which clips the panel chose, because when they present the nominees, it looked like the team was going through the streamer's channel to select a couple clips to play to introduce the streamer. So I was wondering, I was like, I wonder which clips they got of me. They picked my 2 actually favorite clips of my channel, which was really funny. So they picked the first one that they show was the FBI agent one. It's the one where I realized on stream that I committed perhaps a felony over the weekend. Matthias, thank you so much for the resubscribe for 9 months. It's a Twitch baby. Thank you, Matthias. Welcome in. Hello. The first one was the FBI agent one, where I realized I committed a felony over the weekend, and I go, felony? And then slowly I'm like, hello, my government mandated FBI agent? I need you to forget everything you heard in the last 30 minutes. So that was one of the clips they played. And then the second clip they played, which they didn't play the whole thing. I I thought the whole thing was funny. But it's the one where I'm like, half-ass? We don't half-ass anything in here. We whole-ass it with our whole booty. And then something, and then I go fucking hoe. Cause like, I was playing Stardew Valley and I was using a hoe to like break sticks and rocks, I think. And I like accidentally misclicked something. So then I went like fucking hoe at the end of that clip. And I just thought it was funny. But you know, they cut that part off. But it was fine. It was funny. Girl, that award show dragged on. Sorry, not sorry. No, Duo, totally okay. I was there to support the streamers who were nominated as well. It really, as much as it was to see, you know, my name up on the screen on someone else's channel, like celebrating me, it was really exciting, right? I thought it was totally okay. For me to be there to support as well. And I found some really cool streamers to hang out with. So totally okay if you weren't there. I just wanted to let everyone know if they wanted to, but I know a couple people made it. I know Chrono was able to make it. Ari and Robbo from other communities, as well as Aggressively OK Gaming, were there to cheer me on when I was on the big screen. I heard it was pretty neck and neck between you and Iron Mouse. No. It was always Ohana, one of our friends, who won, and then Noah the Otter. They were voted best VTuber of the year. Been lurking a while, but I have to sleep while complaining about having to sleep. No worries, Blue Tarkman. Thank you for the lurk. I super duper appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Thank you for tucking Blue Tarkman in, show. I appreciate you. The Cozy Streamer one had like 1 million nominees. Oh yeah, I know, right? Like there were a lot of nominees in some categories. I was honestly like counting how many categories they had and like the average of how many categories it would take for them to get through. And I was counting, I was like, at this rate, VTuber of the year is going to be presented at 2 a.m. Like, I don't, if they don't go faster, I don't know how they're going to do this, the rest of this award show. But it was around, I think, 11 or midnight that happened. So it was fine. I was there for your category and the Cozy Streamer one. Oh, Duo, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you, thank you. The chat was going pretty fast, so I couldn't like really see everyone who was there, but I appreciate you, Duo. Thank you. I can understand them not wanting to play fucking hoe during the awards. No, they had a whole bunch of like, they had like a whole shit poster category and like people cussed there. It was fine. Recovery is going smooth. Should be fine after 2 more days. Oh, that's so good, Cupid. I'm so glad. I hope that you are taking it easy. Too bad there's no Jump King category. I know. If there was a Jump King category, do you guys think I would just fucking sweep that whole category? I think I would. What do you guys think? True, Princess would dominate JK category. Chatting is nice, but they chatted for so long. They did. I thought it was very sweet of them though to like make a comment about each and every nominee, because you know, like, you know, the people that nominated these streamers were close friends. Thank you for the hydrate. And they really, I think the award show really is to promote inclusivity and to support each other. And I thought it was very, very kind of the hosts to say a sentence or two about each of the streamers. And it means that they had to go in to check out each streamer, their streams, their, you know, VODs or their clips, and to get a feel for each streamer before they said something. So I thought that that was very kind of them. Thank you for the hydrate and the self-care. I will do some stretching. Lone Ski, welcome in. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for the follow off stream. I appreciate you. Everyone get some water in you and do some stretching, please. Courtesy of Matthias. You would not only sweep, but also mop the floor. If there was a Jump King or Rage Game category, you would sweep easy. Probably, yeah, unless it was like a JK speedrun category. You too, Stinky. Stay hydrated. I have been hydrating all day today. I've heard of this new upcoming JK streamer called Mizu. You know, I heard of the guy. He's like a real big baby. I heard that he's not actually super cool at all, and nobody should go hang out with him because, you know, like he's not cool. Don't follow him, you guys. I'm just kidding. Go follow Mizu. He's awesome. Funniest JK, coziest JK. You'd have those for sure. Mizu is coming to steal someone's crown. No signs telling award winners to wrap it up. Noise. Yeah, there was no come on, we're gonna play you off the stage kind of moment. Damn, Princess Toxic AF. Gonna clip that and share it to Mizu. Can you like also recognize that I like shouted him out, okay? I gave him one of the big boy Twitch shout outs that you guys should definitely check him out. Real big baby, real big stinky head. Witnessing Mizu's Jump King meltdown on stream was a little worrying. Did he have a meltdown? Did he? What happened? I thought he was training. Like he usually streams like maybe an hour or two of Jump King to train. Did he have a meltdown? I must have missed it. Something must have happened. The pressure must be getting to him. You were there, his laughing. Oh, yes. Okay, you're right. No, the crazy laughing. I thought you meant that he rage quit it. Nah, he just laughed a whole bunch. It was really funny. I forgot why he was laughing too. It's so funny because I know exactly like the delirium that Mizu experienced. I have experienced it plenty of times with Immortal Babe Plus where I literally cannot even do it anymore, right? I can't even play the map anymore. And it's just gotten to the point where like all I can do is sit and laugh at myself. Like, wow, what a fucking joke, you know? Is there another meltdown, or you mean his response to some— Oh, that's right. It was something that you said, Czar. What did you say again? The JK psychosis. Yeah, it was. Like, that's what it's coined. I didn't think he would stop laughing. You told him to up— Oh, that's right. Czar was like, Mizu, are you going to try uploading a clear time to speedrun.com? And then fucking Mizu just like busts out laughing so hard, like deliriously so. And he's like, for what reason? For what reason, huh? Like, so that I can look like Garbaggio? And I was like, dude, like, getting anything sub 10 is super impressive. I don't think he's giving himself enough credit. I feel like because he knows I got a sub 6 time, that he's like a little bit pressured, but I'm here to tell everyone, okay, that like, I'm not that good at Jump King. Like, speedrun wise, I haven't really practiced any speedrunning techniques. I don't know how to speedrun the map. So the fact that Mizu is already at sub 10 and he wants to get sub 6 scares me, because he has a whole 3 weeks to do it before the official race, and I'm legitimately like, I don't know what's going to happen if he continues to practice, because he's at 8 for PB. Yeah, so like, because just so you guys know, my average time for these maps, for the one map that we're racing, my average time is about like 9 to 10 minutes. And that's me playing by myself. I'm not even talking on stream, because talking on stream adds another layer, right? I also said he has the mentality of a sub 6 runner, but his PR is 8:30, and he laughed for like a full minute. I think he's a little too hard on himself. Like, I see, it's weird to say, but I see a lot of like me when I was starting Jump King out in Mizu. So I really, like, as much as possible, want to encourage him to keep playing and to just have fun with it, right? Because guys, for the first time, I potentially have a friend that likes Jump King, maybe as much as I do, okay? A verifiable freak, okay? Like, I need him to continue liking Jump King. He needs to clean up the snow area. Did you have a hysterical meltdown as well? I've had several hysterical meltdowns playing IB+. I mean, most of the long maps, I've had some kind of hysterical breakdown where I'm just like, I can't anymore. Like, I don't even know what is making me so delirious, but like, yeah, I can't. Sorry, I was hydrating, catching up with the secret project. Hold on. I like Jump King. Yes, you do, LJ, but do you like it as much as I like it? And do you play it as much as I play it? That is the key. Yes, please. And then you'll stop telling me to play. I've also have a meltdown or two. It just happens from playing Jump King. It's true. It's true. Okay, sorry. We've been chatting for way too long. Let's get into the game. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was slightly, like, also embarrassed by the amount of hours I had in Jump King. Because Mizu... Mizu had to add me as a friend, right? Because we're setting up for the race, and he has Jump King Plus, and to play multiplayer version of Jump King Plus, you have to be Steam friends. So he added me on Steam, and then I think he looked at the number of hours I played, and I was like, I need you to not look at that. I need you to not look at the number of hours I played in Jump King. Gives people more time to show up. Nothing wrong with chatting too long. That's true. That's true. But we're gonna get into the main course now. The volume's off. Hold on. Here it is. That definitely added to the meltdown. The amount of hours I played? I mean, I guess I could believe it stressing him out. He just needs to not be so stressed out. Like, I promise you, I'm not that good at Jump King, actually. I see Vietnamese tag. Do you speak it? Just curious. Oh, em biết nói tiếng Việt chút xíu thôi, không biết nói nhiều. Very, very little. Very, very little. I can't, em không biết đọc tiếng Việt. I don't know how to read it. I'm so sorry. I can only speak it very little, but I can't read it. So, I'm sorry, but yes, I am Vietnamese American. My parents are from Vietnam, but I was born in the States. But yeah, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Even though I'm helping Mizu so much, I low-key prefer him playing New Babe Plus and Ghost of the Babe over you playing Lethal. Czar, you should be on my side right now, okay? Where was the real culprit hiding, and how did he or she stab the victim? Okay, I don't remember where the real culprit was hiding, but I do know how they stabbed the victim. Objection! To do all himself because he's carrying the chat's dreams and hopes. Your Excellency, I respectfully ask you to postpone your adjudication for the time being. I can English. Oh, to what end, counsel? The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with her dying gesture. Objection! An alternative theory? Ha! None exists! Objection! There was someone else present at the scene. Who could have committed this crime? What? And the victim, Miss Brett, tried to reveal who it was to those around her at the time by mustering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction.
This is fiction! Fantasy!
Very well. As you seem so sure of yourself, Counsel, I am prepared to hear your alternative theory. So, young Ryutaru Naruhodo,
Yes, Your Excellency.
you will present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. At the moment the victim was stabbed, where exactly are you proposing the culprit was concealed?
It was back here, right? Was it back here? Where did she point again? Do we know where she was pointing? Did it say where she was pointing? No. Was it back here? It was like past... It was past Ray, right? But it was like... But like, it could have been like back here, all the way in the back. Behind the beach hut. I'm gonna present it here. Outside. God damn it. I don't... Maybe this is right. Maybe this is right. Hold on. Naruhodo-san would never give up, and I'm a Naruhodo now. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Brett was concealed in this location here.
Are you mad, Counsel? You're suggesting the culprit was outside the hut.
Is this the second Great Ace Attorney game? Jerry the Bakery, yes, it is. We are on Great Ace Attorney Resolve, the second game of the series. What?
Order! Order! Order!
But student lawyer Naruhodo-san Esquire, that makes no sense at all. You've just pointed out the exact spot where I was hiding to get my scoop snap.
But I didn't see any suspicious individuals loitering about, I can swear to that!
Obviously, if the culprit had been outside the hut, there is no way that he or she could have stabbed the victim who was inside the hut.
Actually, Prosecutor Aochi, there is a way. And, in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that is precisely the way Miss Brett was killed.
You're bluffing. You're bluffing.
The defense assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend. You will need to give us more guidance, Counsel. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut?
The fountain pen, because it doesn't belong to either of them. Right? This is what we were meant to present? The pen? Well, I've presented it now, but I haven't... The first idea why I chose this piece of evidence? Wait, that's not right?
Counsel, you're suggesting that this piece of evidence bears out your theory as to how the victim was stabbed.
It's something of a windfall, Your Excellency.
I think the word you were looking for, Counsel, was downfall.
If your theory is correct and the knife was thrust into Miss Brett's back from outside the hut, there should be a visible trace somewhere. Yes, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. I know exactly what piece of evidence. Your Excellency, the defense would like to present a different piece of evidence.
What piece of evidence corroborates your theory? It has to be this one because there is a hole, there's a crack in the wall. Present.
Take that.
The fear I feel when they speak vaguely, generally, and not specifics.
The original photographic print of the crime scene.
Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from outside the beach hut.
Do you take us for fools? There's no hint of any such thing.
I'm not sure that everyone present would agree. Someone, at least, appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to.
Counsel, once again, I must call on you to be explicit for the court. Where on the photograph is the trace of the stabbing which you claim took place from outside the hut?
Right here, duh. Look closely, just here. In the screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a blade having been forced through the reeds.
No, I can't. I can't see any such thing.
It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you'd expect. However, by parting the reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them.
This is extraordinary.
Yes. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut.
Huh?
And of everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Write in Many Memo-san. It could have only been you.
No! This preposterous idea leaves me almost speechless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume, as part of this farcical scenario, that the assailant was a knife thrower?
No, of course not.
We're not?
If you recall the testimony of the defendant about the events just before the victim's death. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me, as if she knew she was untouchable.
A stool?
Have another look at the photograph. The slit in the reed screen would align perfectly with the back of a person who was sitting on that stool.
My word! So, in fact, the victim was...
killed while sitting on that stool by a stab wound to her back delivered through the reed screen.
Ah!
Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively. But then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut, before the defendant, Membami-san's appalled eyes. And that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach that day. By your silence, Many Memo-san. Also, by the way, am I clipping you guys? Because, I feel like some parts I am reading, really loudly. Am I, clipping on your end? Do you need me to turn it down a little bit or maybe push the microphone away? Am I too loud? Nope, no peeking on our side. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. I take it that you don't deny the charge.
This is absurd!
Here's okay. I thought you were fine. Perfect. Okay, perfect.
That will do. It would appear that we have a tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter, which means that the defendant, Membami-san, is innocent of the crime.
Oh, thank goodness. I finally made him cave.
I must say, I've never been more proud.
No, this can't be. The Ouchie clan can't. What of my growth? My growth of hope? It wasn't all an apparition. I can't accept this. I won't. Hello, Azure. Welcome in. How are you?
So why am I using this voice? Hi, Azure. Welcome in. Guys, check out Azure. When did you throw that at me? Ouchie having an ouchie. It's true. He be hurting real bad.
I see no reason for the continuance of this trial. I will therefore move to conclude.
Hold it. I don't know who said that. Well, this is all very convenient. This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals. But we've established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut through the reed screen walls. And no one but you was in place at the time to have his hand. Is someone knocking at my door? Or is someone just doing work next door? Sorry, I can't tell. I have headphones in, so usually I can't tell if someone's not. I think it's fine. And no one but you was in place at the time to have his hand on the hilt of the blade. Twitch API change broke the bot, apparently. Ah, I see. The level of audacity for Ace Attorney criminals to continue lying even though they've been caught. It's true. Guys, let me just give Azure one of these big shout outs then. Please check out his channel. He is the director of the VTuber Symphony Orchestra, has connected me with so many cool peeps. He deserves all the credit for getting everyone together and managing everyone and being able to produce, you know, our very first cover released on December 23rd, which hit 10K, by the way. It's at 12K now, you guys. We are due for the a cappella version any day now. Any day now. That's coming soon. It's a perfectly logical deduction. So, your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now. Irrelevant? Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed. It doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, the trial's already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. What? What are you talking about? Brace yourself, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed. Because of the dirt you dug up. What?
Enough obscurity! Explain yourself, witness!
What's to explain? I'm talking about the poison, of course.
Bleh. Poison?
They'd knock again and louder if that's their intent. That's true. I did not hear any more knocking, so I think we're okay. Good point, Czar. We're also due for something else. Wait, are you talking about the thing that we're working on this week? The thing that I stayed up super late and then it ended up being like not even my thing? Which is hilarious. I love that like 3 people jumped on that and was like, here's my version of it. Hello, son. Welcome in. How are you? Good evening. Why are you calling me Stabska? I haven't stabbed anybody. Not that I know of. Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand that a deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? And it's been shown that this poison was administered to the victim, Miss Brett. Is that right? That is correct. The unusual constriction of the victim's pupils are a sure sign that this particular poison was used. I see. So, presumably, that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed. Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely, yes. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood.
How refreshing to hear the argument of a metropolitan mind. Precisely, it matters not a jot who stabbed whom in whose back and with whose blade. Because, quite simply, the Englishwoman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison, which I can prove does not belong to my friend Raymond Bobby-san. But that can be explained by the poison being on the blade, as I already... Forgotten already, have we, yokel? During these very proceedings, the laboratory of the professor at your side assisted in proving that the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on it whatsoever.
So, let me get this down. The facts as skillfully established by the defense in this trial turn out to be a headline-making red herring. Is that about right? Well...
Order! Order! But where does this leave us? How, in that case, did the poison enter the victim's body?
There is an undeniably obvious answer to that. The lady most likely imbibed it. You mean, she drank it? Have another look at the photograph here, as you can see. A bottle of carbonated water and a glass had been knocked onto the sandy floor of the beach hut. The poison could have been slipped into either. So somebody made Miss Brett drink it. Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page shot. Hey, why the bewitching stare? After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already. Sho says, Ouchie speaks pretty boldly for a guy who doesn't have any arguments and needs the witnesses to do his job. Oof. Big oof. Established? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you. Me? What on earth does he mean? Oh, let me capture those wide eyes. This is prime press fodder, this is.
It would seem that this trial is not destined to end yet, after all. I hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony.
That's great, that is. Let me get a shot of that magnificent beard, Your Excellency.
You claim it to be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You will explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim. I'm a journo, and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. Thank you for the hydrate. And also the self-care. Thank you, Matthias. Guys, let's do a little stretch-a-rooney. Courtesy of Matthias, thank you. Make sure you're hydrating. If you don't have any water, please take the time to step away and get some water, you know? Because it is good for you. Okay. I don't know that he ever... Sorry. I don't think that he ever wins. Like, trying to think, because it's always like, this first case is always with this like whack-ass guy, and then it goes into the main prosecutor, so I don't think that he's ever won the first trial, or like even seemed like he was gonna win, you know what I mean? And I'm not about to start now, because that's many memoism. True, guess you could say his job is to lose. For a brief moment, I thought I'd eliminated the truth, but it slipped right back into obscurity again. Just where is this trial going to take us? Oh yes, I stabbed the Englishwoman, and it's that fact, that very fact, that proves I'm innocent. Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat. If the courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done. Gigabrain logic. Hello, Inside Out. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Stabbing women is a clear sign of innocence. So, you admitted then that everything happened as I described. That you are the one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the reed screen. Process! Hello, Chrono. Welcome in. How are you? Hello, hello. You can blame this miserable country of ours. A country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do. Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back, I plunged that blade of sweet justice right in there. Does anyone not find a problem with this? As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really awful about giving false information in my testimony before. But as it turns out, there was somebody else who had it in for the victim and got to her before me. That's right. You guessed it. That pretty little student girl. Now there's a woman after my own heart. You're implicating Ray again. She's the one who gave the poison to the Englishwoman and ended her pitiful existence. And suddenly, snap, this journo here is off the hook. The argument is sound, certainly. If the witness had administered the poison himself, he need only have waited for it to take effect. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical.
And therefore, this reporter had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical.
That's right, it is logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last. This is unbelievable. And after I've made so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with it now?
think of Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san.
Oops.
They never stopped looking for a way forward until the judge's final gavel.
Very well, then, counsel. Proceed with what I assume to be your final cross-examination in this trial.
Yes, Your Excellency. Oh yes, I stabbed the Englishwoman, and it's that fact that proves I'm innocent. So, you do admit that you had murderous intentions toward Miss Brett, then? Apple, hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome in. I am doing good. Stream Elements is broken today, so I'm gonna give you one of these. How are you doing? I'm just having fun. I'm just being goofy. I have 60k points ever. So closer to eternal VIP. You'll get there very soon, I'm sure, Apple. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. How's your day been? It's been weird for me, you guys. Like, I woke up today and like more than once, it's been like several times today where I keep thinking, oh, it's like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I think about it again and I'm like, no, princess, it's a Monday. It's actually a Monday today. Excuse me. Your sense of he's claiming some sort of righteous indignation. She was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer who'd committed murder right here on our empire's soil. But did our good-for-nothing government do anything? Not a chance, so I had to step in. Fly the flag of justice. Put things right for the people. Yes, it was my civic duty. That's what drove me to do it. So, in summary, murderous intentions then. Whatever you want to call it. The point is this. That Englishwoman was a blight, so I had to do what was right. For society.
Yet a real wrong was done by the student girl in the dock, a crime for which she must pay.
Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all. Why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? So you still maintain that you didn't give the poison to the victim? Obviously, that'd be like putting a belt on your trousers when you're already wearing braces like these. The accused administered the poison, following which this witness stabbed the victim.
An unforgivable act, certainly, but not one of murder. That crime rests on the accused's shoulders. That is how the law works, you see, yokel. Who knows, you may even learn something here today.
2 consecutive attempts on her life in the space of minutes. Quite a day for the victim.
Do something that evil and you've got it coming.
That's how the law works. The law of reckoning. You've had too many Mondays off in a row. Your internal clock is out of whack. It truly is. Like, I woke up at 4, or no, I went to bed at 4 this morning, woke up at 8 for work, and I've been up since then. I might actually need to call stream a little bit earlier than, me usually going to, because I'm like exhausted and I need sleep. There's just so many cool things that I have been a part of for the past like week and trying to get everything together. So it's like bursts of productivity, you know? So you're that meme. TGIF, right? It's Tuesday. Oh fuck. Yeah, no, that's me. That man smacking what's left of his hair. I like how this guy openly admitted to stabbing someone with intent of murder, and people are like, yeah, but he's the lesser evil, so it's fine. Yeah, he literally, like, confessed to stabbing her and not knowing whether she had poison or not, right? Doesn't matter. If you stab someone, regardless of knowing their health condition, you still mean to kill them, right? Or, like, terribly, like, maim them. And it's just, you know, that's a whole mood. You will reiterate why you were compelled to stab the victim, that witness. Pompous English murdering, it got my goat. Oh.
Hold it!
It's manslaughter and grievous bodily harm at the least. True, true. What exactly were they arguing about? About what happened in that restaurant 9 months ago, that's what. The student girl was laying into the Englishwoman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson.
Yes, John H. Wilson, a professor of medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikotaba, no less.
Right, but the Englishwoman just jeered.
Her case was to be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. However, there is little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to her homeland a free woman.
It was eating that student girl up inside. You could see it. I really felt for her. I can't. I can't stand here and listen to this tripe. Masaka! John! Hello, welcome in. How are you? Ray!
Young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whatever you feel like it.
No, you can't. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen. But this awful man is making all of this up. Hold on, I need to mute real fast. My throat's been weird all day. Could it be that it's because I ate chips today and that's why my throat is weird? I'm actually kind of hungry. And I'm gonna munch on chips, you guys. Hold on. I'm gonna open my chip bag. So I'm gonna mute so it's not so crinkly. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for a free crunch? This is a chip crunch here. For free? In this economy? I hope you guys heard that. I don't know how loud. Did it pick it up? I actually don't know. Let me look at the mixer. Yeah, the microphone picked it up. This is the content we suffer. Alright, enough of that. But But this awful man is making all of this up. Susato, please, you have to make them listen.
Return to the dock at once, Membami-san. We are in the middle of a cross-examination.
Your Excellency, please, I implore you. That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness. Exactly, he's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, dirty, grape-peeping Tom.
Whoa, take it easy there.
Please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say.
Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused's remarks.
I will grant the request of the defense.
But Your Excellency...
This is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. As such, I believe it would be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, whilst recognizing that this contravenes regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak.
Oh. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison.
Hold it!
The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean? I suspected her of being the one to steal it. I mean, just think about how she killed Dr. Wilson.
That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett certainly had knowledge of the new poison. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
That's true. I pestered Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited the laboratory. But as I left, I was searched from top to tail. Miss Brett rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we'd been developing, you see. And since Soseki-san expressed such an interest in it, I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance. I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I've had a singularly terrible experience with a deadly poison. I wanted to look my old enemy in the eye. Surely you can understand that. To find out if my suspicions were true, I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be the university. The military would be dragged into it. The whole government, even. It would be a complete disaster.
And how did Miss Brett respond to your concerns?
She just curled those beautiful lips of hers and said she didn't know the first thing about it. In English, actually. Ah, yes. Many Memo-san, one small question, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Can't you see I'm busy?
Clearly, you were outside the beach hut listening in whilst the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably, then, it was you who wrote this article about what you'd heard. Exclusive deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. The story was published in this morning's edition of Shoyu News. The details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else. Sorry, don't know what you're talking about. Yes, look at this, the entire article. is almost what I said to Miss Brett, word for word. Well, Many Memo-san?
As a journo, and as a citizen of a free country, I don't have to reveal my sources. That's a founding principle of many memoism.
Father's clearly right about this. That reporter did write that article, and he based it on what he overheard from outside the hut.
Guys, he's sweating. He's sweating so hard.
So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why you came up with that stinking story about me arguing with her.
Shut up! My stories never stink. Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the facts. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record. Very well, you may amend your formal testimony. The point is, if you'd poisoned someone, there'd be no reason to go and stab the person as well.
Perhaps you doubted the efficacy of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die.
That's horse dung.
What? That would be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you'd even tasted it. Completely reckless. Although, it might surprise you to learn that I am a bit of an impetuous pepper pourer as it happens. Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death. And yet, this man then proceeded to stab her in the back as well. There has to have been a good reason for that. If it was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, then clearly, he must have done it prior to Ray entering the hut. Yes, that's undeniable. But between him leaving the hut and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation. Sorry? What change? The reporter overheard the conversation between Ray and the Englishwoman. Yes, that's it. That's when Many Memo-san first found out the exact nature of the poison he'd used. That could be the key here. If the victim had unwillingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have had no reason to stab her. On the face of it, that logic sounds entirely reasonable. But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's murder. If we could think of a plausible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning, I feel sure that everything would drop into place. That's what we should be looking for. Yes, I agree. And in order to do that, I must try to glean more information. Oh yes, I stabbed the Englishwoman, and it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent. Because why would I even bother to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat. Okay, hold on. My brain did not register that these were new lines. Not new, the same lines. Sorry. This is the lack of sleep really coming to claim me right now. Why would I bother to stab a woman if I'd already poisoned her? Why does he repeat that twice? What am I supposed to refute here? Lack of sleep princess is funny, so it's okay. I don't think it's that funny, but I don't know how I act different when I have lack of sleep. I love Drunk Princess better. Deadly poison. What evidence can we use? Nothing appears out of the ordinary. Okay, German. Do I present the picture? There'd be no reason to go and stab the person as well. Why does he say that twice? Why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? How? What? Why is there? What? Hold on, I'm saving. Save. Vincent, hello, welcome in, welcome. Hey guys, you should check out Vincent. Hold on, I don't think the stream elements shadow is working right now, so I'm gonna give you one of these. Vincent was one of the podcasters, or one of the panelists in the ASMR podcast that I was guesting as, or I was a part of guesting. Sorry, I'm like super tired right now, Vincent. Please don't, just ignore me. I had a very crazy day today. I like uploaded my audio accidentally twice, and like I've been running around ever since. So, but check out Vincent. He is a male ASMR VA, and he also does a lot of editing for other like content creators as well. So it was very informative. And Vincent, based on your based on what you talked about for normalizing, or I guess the word normalizing is not the right word, because I know you can also normalize your audios to have it, you know, like all peak at the same decibel level, but like that's not what I mean by normalizing. I mean just like making the audios consistent from video to video. I think that's what I mean. But based on your feedback, I did shoot for like a higher decibel level for the voice, so maybe that will be balanced. I don't know. So I will take any criticisms that you have of this particular audio. But guys, check Vincent out. He is a streamer as well as a YouTube content creator. I believe he is a half-elf robot VTuber. Did I get that right? Half-elf robot VTuber? Wait, did I save? Let me save. Let me save. Okay. What are we supposed to refute here? Okay, so why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? I stabbed her. That fact proves that I'm innocent. Why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? Heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing. It got my goat. Nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison. The point is, if you'd poison someone, there'd be no reason to then go and stab the person as well. Why does he say that word? Like, he says that like 3 different times in 3 different ways. Why? Like, I'm not crazy, right? I stabbed her, and that proves that I'm innocent. Why would I have bothered to stab her if I'd already poisoned her? If I'd poisoned someone, there'd be no reason to go and stab the person as well. What? Hold it. Wait, I didn't mean to press that button. That's the wrong button. Oh, maybe this one. Did I press this statement? Perhaps you doubted the efficacy of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die. That's horse dung. What? Oh yeah, I did read this. Okay, pouring pepper. Okay, we're right on we're back on track. A guilty man would never stab a woman. Set him free. Proceeded to stab her in the back as well. Has to have been a good reason for that. If it was a reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, then clearly he must have done it prior to Ray entering the hut. Leaving the hut and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation. Sorry? What change? The reporter overheard the conversation between Ray and the Englishwoman. Ah, yes, that's it. That's when Many Memo-san first found out the exact nature of the poison he'd used. That could be the key here. The victim had unwittingly taken the poison already. The reporter would have had no reason to stab her. On the face of it, the logic sounds entirely reasonable. But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's murder. Plausible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning. I feel sure that everything would drop into place. That's what we should be looking for. And in order to do that, I must try to glean more information. Do we read about the poison? Is that what we need to do? Deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. The smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. Does that mean that, like, because the victim would die within minutes, he had to stab her? Because otherwise people would know that she was poisoned, right? So it was to, like, purposefully obfuscate the fact that she was poisoned instead of like another murder method. Why would I have bothered to stab the Englishwoman? There'd be no reason. Okay, if I present... I saved, right? If I... Fucking hell. Hold on. I pressed the wrong button again. I'm dumb doo-doo. Dumb doo-doo. Hold on. I need this last statement because I'm a dumb doo-doo. Present here. What if I present the poison article? Objection! The music stopped. I was right. A guilty man would never stab a woman. Set him free! Speaking of crime, I watched a few videos on YouTube about people being arrested or detained. I love how people are just dumb to just, you know, cooperating with the police. Instead, they make their case even worse. It's true. Real quick, Vincent, you said you were also watching something with your friend or like streaming something earlier, after the podcast. How did that go? Because I know you were like up really late because of your time zone. Also, if you're lurking, it's totally okay. You don't have to come out of lurk. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Here's what I learned from all the true crime that I listen to, okay? If the police ever call you, okay? If they call you into the police station and they're like, we just want to ask you a few questions. We're not detaining you or anything, right? Do not, under any circumstance, answer the questions that the police are asking you. Do not be stupid, okay? Like, I know it's really sus when you hear in these stories that someone went to the police station and they immediately lawyered up, but it's for good reason. Do not answer the police officers' questions. They are meant to trap you, okay? They are trying to make you say something so that they have a reason to arrest you, because the reason why they're calling you into the police station in the first place is they don't have anything. Okay, they don't have anything on you that can be slightly incriminating. The more you talk, the more chances you have of being arrested. So don't talk to the police. Just say you need a lawyer, or you're going to call a lawyer if you have a lawyer on retainer. I basically joined my friend to watch the presidential debate. It was a really interesting shit show. Ugh, I see. I hope that you had fun watching the debate with your friend. But yeah, welcome. We just this is like a rare, well, I guess not rare, because I'm doing all of this game this week because I'm trying to get through it, but we're doing some voice acting. Usually I play a lot of Jump King, but I've been banned from playing that on stream for a month, so I'm playing visual novels and doing some voice acting while I can't play Jump King. Princess knows this firsthand. You could you could be trapped admitting to felonies, or you have been trapped admitting to felonies on stream before. My sentence was gibberish. That's okay, LJ. Well, I can think of one reason. What? But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you overheard outside the hut? Of course he did. There can be no question of that. After all, when we were in the laboratory together, all we were told is that it was a terrible toxin. And there is one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Membami-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison into Miss Brett's drink.
Oh, where are you going with this, Counsel?
Memo-san has made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that happened in the beach hut. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
Ugh.
Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. When will the next Jump King stream be? January 24th, I believe, is when my exile is over. I've been banned, as if you weren't the one who put it down as a reward. I was a cheap hoe, and I was like, you know what? Fundraising for VTSO, $200. That sounds like a lot of money. I was a hoe. I hoed myself out for $200, and this is the consequences of my own actions. Well, well, well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions biting me in the booty. Currently, I'm working and having you on my telly, and yeah, this game is pretty fun for doing VA stuff. Oh, thank you so much for streaming me from your television. I'm live and on the big screen, y'all. I've had Sev turn me on in different countries. I've been on TV in Singapore and in France and in Germany. So guys, just let me know where you're tuning in from, because I'm on the big screen now. Princess banning herself from Jump King. Fuck Sorens. Hi MT, welcome in. John says hi Vincent's household. In fact, it must have been administered to her before Membami-san entered the hut.
Yes, very articulately put.
When I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison. At which point, Memo-san overheard some worrying information.
Worrying information? What worrying information?
The information which he subsequently included in his newspaper article, namely, that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Absolutely. In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could come from is my lab.
And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit telltale signs in death. The extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are no other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among new substances that are undetectable. In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people.
Ugh!
Everyone in my laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxins we've been developing. TV from a room in Indonesia. I'm Mrs. Worldwide. She made it big, Your Honor. Princesses International. Does that mean she's viral? Nah, I'm not viral. Viral is like exploding and having like a bajillion people in chat, but just being international, I'm happy with that. I'm pleased. Mr. Worldwide who? It's Ms. Worldwide now. Exactly. That's right. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed. Membami-san being no exception. Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered this unique poison to the victim was a layperson, unaware of its telltale properties. Hello, Sirius. Welcome into the stream. Sorry. I've just been welcoming people in with the voice that I've been using most recently. Hold on. No regular stream element shout out, so take this one. Also, by the way, hello Sirius. It's nice to meet you. My name is Ryutaro. Naruhodo. You guys should check out Sirius. If not his Twitch, because I don't think he's been streaming, but you guys should definitely, 1, check out his Twitter, 2, check out his YouTube, okay? Because Sirius, he been doing some serious singing, okay? And like, if you haven't checked out his most recent Hellfire cover on his Twitter page, like, why haven't you? Wait, hold on. Wait, can I just show it on stream? What is streaming? We are, hold on. Is it okay for me? Sure. Hold on. Guys, you're about to hear the smoothest voice right now. Hold on. Sirius Argentum on my... Why aren't you showing... Oh, it's because I spelled your name wrong. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? You're not ready. You're not ready.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common vulgar weak licentious crowd.
Hey LJ, it's your favorite song.
Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her, I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin.
Damn, I wish I was him. Why are tears rolling down my cheeks? Anyways, guys, that's his Twitter. He hasn't been streaming on Twitch, but if you want, you can also give him a follow on Twitch. Give him a follow on Twitter. Subscribe to him on YouTube. He is a VTSO member. If you haven't seen our cover yet for Between Two Worlds, please check it out. Thank you for coming in, Sirius. I appreciate you. I wish I was like you too. I do. I wish my voice could go that low, but the lowest I can go is like, hold on, I don't even know. Is there like a piano? Is there like a virtual piano I could use? I can't go that low. I could try, but it certainly would not sound as like smooth and like, I don't even know how to describe your voice. Like round? Like, it's just very like round and like pleasant. But yeah, that's Sirius, you guys. Check him out. One of the bass singers of VTSO. Of course, anytime. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. In other words, someone like you. Write in many memo. It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day, and it was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that was a terrible mistake. Because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable. As you listened in from the far side of the beach hut's thin walls, you learnt of these facts. But you'd already given the victim the poison at that point. It was too late. So, you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involved stabbing the victim in the back through the reed screen.
But what good could that possibly do?
Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect. Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction. But he had hoped to precipitate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't he? Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison's use, no one would have ever suspected.
This is extraordinary.
Yes, the effects of the poison meant it would be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use, which he attempted to do by plunging a knife into the middle of the victim's back.
Order! 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 The argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
Well, there are a number of... yes! I counter completely!
The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his thumbnail.
Oh my god, Susato with the digging comment.
He is clinging to last hope.
Lost hope!
Hold it! She's savage and I love her.
You pathetic, useless, fallen samurai.
Fallen? Who are you calling fallen?
I don't need a counter-argument. What are you talking about?
It should be blatantly obvious. I stole the poison, you say. Gave it to the victim, you say.
Stabbed her, you say.
Lots of fine theories. But I don't need a counter-argument, because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? Yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts. Facts? What do you mean? Explain yourself! I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. It's all here, in my many memos. Every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's what the Shoyu News is famous for. It's the power of the printed word. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult. How's that then? Blown the story wide open? See, I write in many memo, a mere reporter from the Shoyu News. Couldn't possibly have stolen that poison from the professor's laboratory. Huh? But there can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. And if that's the case, as you've identified, the poison itself is the definitive evidence we need.
Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here.
What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin?
My point is this. There is one way that you, Many Memo-san, could have stolen the poison that day.
I have heard enough verbal conjecture now, thank you. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question?
Can I show this? Am I allowed to? Can I, like, save first? We're gonna do big brain here. I'm gonna save this. I think it's this, right? Because, like, then it's gonna ask us, okay, how do you know that there's poison? And then we use this to test the poison, right? The reagent. Okay, I'm gonna present the pen. No? Damn it. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's right. The proof, Your Excellency, is this fountain pen.
Ugh! A fountain pen? How can that possibly be relevant?
These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now.
Meh, I swear by a weasel hair calligraphy brush and nothing else. These newfangled pens are merely a fad.
Well, as a forward-thinking man of words, obviously I love my fountain pen. Suck up a Wait, what? Suck up a soupçon. What the fuck? Suck up a soupçon of sumptuous ink, and one's work is awash with words in the blink of an eye.
That's right. Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel, into which ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later.
What does all this talking of sucking up ink have? Ah!
And just as it's possible to suck up ink into the reservoir, it's also possible to eject it through the nib again, of course.
My word, can this really be?
My cousin woke me up to play Baldur's Gate. Have fun playing Baldur's Gate, Chrono. Well, Many Memo-san. When you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir. But my beauty sleep? Well, who says we need beauty anyways?
More absurdity that never happened.
Baldur's Gate 3 can be multiplayer? Yes, it can be. You just add your friends on Steam, I think, and then you can like add their character into your game. I play multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3 every Saturday with my friend, so it is possible. Yep. True. We've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thefts like this from the laboratory. But would anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen of all places? No, I'm a little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted.
Well, this is quite startling, I must say.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Many Memo-san. So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass.
There could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of his conversation with the victim. And when shocked by one of her outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink?
What?
As you can see for yourself, if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen? No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass.
Witness, what do you have to say in your defense?
So, this is how our modern justice system works, is it? So what if the ink in my pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps? I can always claw my way back into the game. I have plenty in reserve. What happened? You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen? That's wild speculation, nothing more. If you thought you could bring down a fine, upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again. It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter.
As I see it, the situation is now very simple. It rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore, it all depends upon whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence.
No such evidence could possibly exist. Many Memo-san. This is how our modern justice system works.
What?
In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Something you would do well to remember. Because we are well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you.
Very well then, I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence.
This is it then. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. The defense can prove by means of this item that it was the witness's pen that was used to steal the poison. Of course, I was correct. It was the chemical reagent that I need to present now.
Counsel, what is this bottle?
This bottle contains the unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question. Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method. Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison.
Reagent? What?
One drop of the contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, Many Memo-san, is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt.
No, you can't! I won't!
Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat. Your Excellency, the defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once.
Oh my god, he's going crazy. This isn't my fault. The Empire drove me to this, trying to hold its head high as a civilization, but bowing its head to every power foreign power, took up arms to the foreign mighty foreign power, tyrants in the battle, all the news of just directions, just powers, many, minimalism.
Susato, with me! I'm there.
Hiya!
Did I do it right? That was a Susato takedown, wasn't it? Not quite. That was a Ryutaro takedown. Crazy! I was crazy once. Oh my. The instant the first drop of the reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present. When I saw it there in the lab, the poison, the devil got hold of me and I decided to do it on a whim. I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, washing the reservoir out carefully. And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you? Into your fountain pen. Yes, that's right. Answer me one thing, Memo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purpose? Isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all, too juicy for a journo like me to pass up.
Then, why did the Englishwoman end up dead?
I went into that hut, intending to quiz her on her situation, that's all. As a reporter. A known killer, enjoying full freedom. Evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face! How do I sound like a British woman? I can't do an accent. Oh, what's this? A Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism? Really? You must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways, you ignorant plebeian. What? What did you call me? This country, with its pretensions to a justice system, to a free press, it's really very depressing. You see, our superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from. Autumn, hello, welcome in. Stream Elements isn't working today, so let me give you one of these shoutouts. Welcome in, Autumn. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I hope you are having a good day today. She really doesn't like plebeians, I guess. So when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at the time. What a terrible tale. In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible, but I couldn't. I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done, when she clearly had no remorse at all. I suppose it was my journo spirit, getting all fired up. I'd like to ask you something. Yes? You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could have used other means to deliver the justice you sought. There's no justice in the press. Sorry? After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up. That's what it was. A cover-up? What do you mean?
I would remind you of your position, witness. Be careful of what you say. Oh, come on. Doesn't it strike you as strange? We're suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national. Consular jurisdiction should never have come into it. And yet that puffed-up Englishwoman was going to sail away into the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that, behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan.
What sort of deal?
I'd done my research, dug up all the dirt. It was ready to be published. But you know what happened? The editor just tore the article up.
He came under pressure from the government, you mean? If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press,
then what choice do I have but to see that justice is done myself?
Let's not forget, Memo-san, that you committed murder yourself, and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door. I'm sorry, but you're no better than Giselle Brett.
What?
The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all. I suppose. I had to clip you crunching on chips after the dramatic pause, my bad. I was like, now is the perfect time to eat a chip. No one is talking.
It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryutaru Ro Naruhodo.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, Your Excellency. Just musing in a manly way here.
It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. It was an excellent performance. In truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits.
Oh, Naruhodo-san, Ryunosuke, you mean?
The way he handled the trial 9 months ago and the way you handled this one. It gives me hope that we are genuinely entering a new era of justice in this land.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Hearing the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries.
Thank you. So,
Prosecutor Ouchie, do you have any final thoughts? Uh-oh.
Prosecutor Ouchie.
I, Taketsuchi of the Ouchi clan, have been bested by a callow youth not once now, but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today.
Gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it?
Silence! Rather than living on in shame, I will end it all now with this blade. For that is the true path to ouchism. Ouchieism.
Ouchieism. One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness. Is he gonna cut all his hair off? He's gonna cut off his top knot. It's time.
Sprig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Taketsuchi.
Yep. Sorry. Everyone is so serious and I'm so unserious. god. Oh my, it was so funny. Ouchie. He's like a shoujo manga heroine. New hair, new person, not the hair. And here I thought we were about to witness a live demonstration of seppuku. I think that would be too serious for this game. They ain't serious. They're cringing so hard that they just can't.
Now, in regard to the defendant, Rei Membami-san.
Yes, Your Excellency. Oh, Fan, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. Hold on. Let me get you one of these shoutouts, Fan. My stream elements isn't working, so I have to, like a plebeian, do a regular shout out for everyone. But guys, check out Fan. He's awesome. He is an incredible streamer, super comfy, super cozy. I really enjoy hanging out on his streams. He streams a lot of Honkai, just chatting as well. And I think he's been playing. Have you been doing Tears of the Kingdom, Fan? Yeah, of course. Anytime, anytime. Mainly 14 recently. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, you are also playing 14. That's right. That's right. But yeah, check Fan out. He's awesome.
I have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you not guilty.
Nice. We did it. I'm a genius.
Court is adjourned.
First try, baby! Let's go. I don't have any bits right now, but cue the FF10 fanfare. Da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. Thank you, show. I appreciate you. No need for the biddies. I appreciate you regardless. Okay. Wrapping up. It's over. My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I can do just to stay standing. Lawyers have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruhodo-san? Susato, Susato! Thank you so much! You were so dashing in there! Rei and Father! Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... Oh no, I think I'm going to cry! It wasn't easy, but together we made it. Oh, hold on. I still get confused sometimes with the mix-up, the names and then the characters on screen. 5 a.m., so I will be heading to bed. Have an awesome stream. Thank you, Fan. Have a good sleep. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I will see you later. Show, thank you for talking Fan into bed. Good night, Fan. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end, too. The only reason I'm still here is because of you. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Rei. So I would have to say that the congratulations belong to you. Susato, don't be so standoffish. Sorry? We're friends, equals, and the trial's over. So no more of this formal super humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw caution to the wind. Caution to the... what? I'm the great defense lawyer, Ryutaro Naruhodo, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Or something. Right. I see. I'll, think about it, Rei. At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man, and it felt so good. Yes, it was satisfying. It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together? I hope you're not looking at me, Ray. Oh, my goodness! No, of course not! Of course not! Yeah, there it is at last. Ray's lovely smile. You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense Attorney Ryutaru Naruhodo. Thank you. But I couldn't have done it without your help. Milk bar, says John. Yeah, John, milk bar. For when you can't go to an actual bar. Because they are 16 and super underaged. Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ryutaro, I think. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba now. So, I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame. What? Uh-oh. What is happening? Ah, Soseki-san and Inspector Hosonaga. I do hope you've been keeping well. Is that really you? Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope, but it's me, Susato Mikotoba. I don't. So dashing, so divine. No! Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Miss Susato-san Esquiress, that you were locum student Naruhodo-san's Esquire's cousin. Astonishingly astounding ace attorney! Poor Soseki-san, so confused. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. What an extraordinary conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. Alright, bedtime for me. Good luck and good night, princess. Good night, LJ. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for tucking LJ in, John. I appreciate you. And Matthias for saying bye to LJ. Y'all are so nice to each other. I love it. But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki-san was free to return to Japan. And now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author. Someone had to do it? I'm glad it was you, John. Thank you. I'm stunned. It's truly an impressive disguise. Even I had no idea. And I'm a chief inspector at the police bureau. Who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less? Chat reflects the streamer, so right back at ya. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, show. I'm glad that, like, everyone gets along, because I love all of you guys. And I'm hoping that you guys also recognize and, like, respect each other. But thank you. Yeah, I have heard that, like, you know, the streamer sets the mood of the channel, so I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector. Amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see. Just two, really. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime event, I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector. Well, I am a professional, of course. I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes. I really do. Everyone except Sorens. Except Sorens! Fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. Don't fuck that guy. He's a very nice guy. Sorens is great. He is one of my moderators, and he is amazing. 9 months ago, when he appeared here at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of a restaurant. I like everyone just fine. I'm glad also that like when I shout out streamers, like this is something that I don't really see for other people, or maybe I just haven't been around enough, but like I love that when I shout people out and I go to those people's channels like later on in the week or something, like I can usually find like 1 or 2 people around. It makes me really happy. Also, Floppy hasn't been here in a while. I wonder if Floppy's okay. We should ping them in the Discord. Clip and send to Soren's. And then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey. Though that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama? From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever. What do you mean? I'm talking about the murder that the Englishwoman committed at the end of last year. Ah, yes, it was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it. Dr. John H. Wilson, yes, the man I invited to Japan personally. Did you open your Q posket? I did not. I'm looking for room on my shelf. It is right now sitting on top of my display shelf. Because I feel bad about ruining it. Are there more things in there? Should I open it? Do you want me to open it? The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer. On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter. With Mr. Herlock Sholmes, the great detective, I mean. Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course. My arch-nemesis, how lightly you utter his name. Well, according to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes, a best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson. What? Dr. Wilson? I just can't believe that it's a coincidence. I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes. I think it's weird we are starting the game that isn't the main character of the last game. I don't know, I would assume we start the game with the same guy. I mean, it depends on the game, right? Sometimes it changes the perspective up. Live unboxing, princess? Duo says, oh, sorry, no pressure. There should only be the figure in there. Okay. I do love it. I am very excited to put it up on my shelf. I just want to make space for it. So, my Sailor Moon shelf is quite full. And if that's really true, then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again. As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born. Yes, grandmother told me about it. On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yume University. But I also served another role, as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs. Yes, I was aware of that as well. In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you. Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day. What? Where did that news come from? That's what I'd like to know. Because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, Father. Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of. Dear me, do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato? Yui, hello, welcome in. Thank you for the head pats. Welcome, welcome. I'm sorry, my dear. I simply can't. Ugh, let me go! Yui! The shout out function isn't working today, but take this. Many Memo-san. So, one throw wasn't enough for you. I've got one last thing to say before they take me away. Professor! Me? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on in that visiting student's fate. Visiting student? Giselle Brett, you mean? No, not her! The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago! What? Student of law? He must mean Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama? Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never... Ah! Uh-oh, conspiracy. Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. What were you officers playing at? Terribly sorry, Your Excellency. My favorite part about this case is that everyone is super into Susato in drag. Like 4 characters comment on it. I mean, it's a pretty great outfit. She makes a very, she cuts, what did we say it was last week? She cuts a fine figure, a striking figure. Judgy. That came out of nowhere? It did. I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugene, and it's a good job I came by. Yes, thank you for dealing with him, and I'll be there shortly. Oh, Your Excellency. Ha ha ha. The trial's over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore, merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jigoku. And may I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance, Susato. Did you know all along, from the start of the trial? A judge sees everything, Susato. I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known, and then he'd recognized you, so I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we? Yes, having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address. Before you go, father! Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably. Oh, thank you very much. What did you think of my Seishiro sling, eh? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. Whatever could father be hiding from me? About Giselle Brett? About Dr. Wilson? And now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. I'm going to have to bring this up with father sometime, when nobody else is around. Judicial Assistant Mikotoba Esquires, could I have a word? Oh yes, of course, Soseki-san, what is it? I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see, there's something I need to tell you. Oh, I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England. This I have to hear. Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once. I will! As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness locum student Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report. My father? He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan. What was it then, the particular part my father was interested in? I'm surprised the judge managed to flip the other guy. When he said, I have something to tell you, why did my brain think he was going to show a positive pregnancy test? Autumn! It's time to take a break. Autumn, autumn, autumn. I don't really know exactly. But do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I was caught up in? Of course, I could never forget. Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case. Oh, wrong voice. The second one, you mean the one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public. Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first. Well, I don't care. I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that case somehow holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions. That horrific, hideous, heinous case, the case of the haunted lodgings. I think what I don't like about Soseki was because it's still not over how terrible and unfunny Cases 2 from the last game was. No, I haven't played the series, but 2 cases from the first game is probably my least favorite cases ever. You can probably guess I won't repeat what I said last time. You don't have to repeat it, but I liked them, so... That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over. Perhaps that was the only start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. I will have to lurk here. I'm on the next case. No worries, Yui! I appreciate you. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A cutscene. Oh, the sound of
the mystery
cicadas.
of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness. And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter.
She going back to Britain?
Soseki-san, and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again.
Oh, how cute.
Yours, Susato.
Adorable. Nice. Okay, we are done with the first case. On to Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. So, I'm actually gonna call it here because I don't want to start the next one because I think like each start section is like super duper long actually. So we're gonna pause it here. And I'm gonna find someone to read out to. I'm sorry it's not like a super long stream today. Even though the internet connection has been pretty good. I do apologize. Pretty sure Soseki appears in case 4. Not of this game, but the last one. Rip the bird lady. Surprised she died, not gonna lie. I mean, I think we were all surprised, right? Thank you for the head pat, Matthias. I appreciate you. I think you're right. Case 2 should be Kazuma's death. Case 2 was Kazuma. Do you mean Susato and not Soseki? Soseki is the writer, the guy with the weird curly Q mustache, and Susato is the lady who was Ryutaro today. My name is Ryutaro Naruhodo, and I am Ryunosuke's cousin of the Naruhodo clan. 1 second. Let's find someone to not 100% sure, but let's find someone to rate out to. Because we are having such a great evening. Let's see. You know who we haven't rated in a while that I absolutely adore? KP. KP is on right now, and she is playing some Super Mario RPG. So let's go hang out with her. Alright, you guys know the drill. Copy the first raid message if you are a subscriber, or, you know, you can copy any message if you are a subscriber, actually. You'll be able to use both. But if you do not have a subscription to our channel, you can copy the second message because everyone should be able to use that. We are going over to my friend KP stream. She is a like JRPG variety streamer. She is absolutely lovely, so welcoming, so wonderful, like has the biggest energy, and she's like 10 feet tall. Okay, we all have to let her know that she's 10 feet tall. We're gonna go over to her stream. Oh, you know what? It's not working. I'm just gonna put this link in chat real fast so that you guys can see in case you guys get not taken along for the raid. And then we're gonna raid out to KP tonight. Tomorrow I will be streaming some Danganronpa 2. We will continue with my guests. Hopefully we can power through a little bit more of the story. I really, really want to finish that. It's been going on for like half a year now, so I think it's time to finish that up as well. As always, you guys, please be happy, please be healthy, but most of all, please be kind. Be kind to others because you never know what a smile, hug, or hello can do for someone who's having a bad day. And be kind to yourselves. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you are getting up and stretching your legs every once in a while, because if you don't, you might get an embolism. And then if you get an embolism, you might die. So maybe don't do that, and drink water and stretch your legs, and I will see you all later. Good night, my puppies. I love you. Bye.